Hello and welcome back to my page. My name is Jeff. I'm the host of your video today, where I review VR headset games for the MetaQuest 2, 3, and 3S for people 50 and up. And the reason I do this is I'm 62, my wife is now 60, and we've been playing and loving the MetaQuest. Of course, back when we bought it, it was called Oculus, and we bought it in 2020. In fact, we had to pre-order it before it was even available in stores or anything like that. We pre-ordered it. They had to make it and ship it to us. And we've been playing since September, October, probably October or November of 2020. And we've been loving it. But when we went to look for a review on YouTube or on Facebook, to get somebody's idea what these games are about and see if we're going to like it or not, everybody doing the reviews tended to be 20, 30, and even 40 years younger than us. And they do a good job for people their own age. But if you're 50, 60, 70, and 80, or even more, that your life choices have changed. Things that you liked when you were 20 or 30, you probably don't like anymore that you're now 50, 60, and 70. And things that you like now when you're 50, 60, and 70, you probably wouldn't have liked when you were 20 or 30. So that is why we do this. And today we're doing Crave. This continues with our Halloween special month, Halloween 2025, where we're going to review all scary, horror, frightening games available on the MetaQuest 2, 3, and 3S for all month of Halloween. Now, this one's not a scary like monsters or zombies or ghosts or bugs. It's more of a phobia. If you have a fear of a phobia, like being in tight places and caves and that kind of thing, that is what this one is all about. So if you don't like, being in tight spaces and caves, you might get ready to turn this off at some point during the viewing. So we're starting here. As you see, I've gone through the first 4 levels of the storyboard. And I got 2 more to go, and I keep getting stuck on that one here. Mouse lump? Mouse lump? I'm not even sure how they pronounce that. But I keep getting stuck because in that one, it talks about how you get lost. People get lost in these caves. And it's just so weird because they all look the same, and you have to do certain things. But the whole idea of this is Jake Hollis is a young man who's looking for his father, who's a cave spelunker type person. Him and his mom and his dad were spelunkers. They loved the caves. And it kind of tells the story of this young man who has some sort of problem with his father. I haven't gotten far enough into the story to figure out what the problem is, but his father is trying to get through to him via spelunking. So he leaves a message for him, say, hey, meet me in this cave. And he gets to the cave and he gets a message saying, you have to make it all the way through this cave to the next cave, and then the next cave, and the next cave. So he has to go through all these different caves before he actually gets to meet with his father. And along the way, Dad leaves him hints and tips about his youth and his mother and so on and so forth. It's a good storyline. All these have a time. You have to get it done within a certain amount of time, because if you don't, you will die down in the caves. You also have a light on your helmet that you can change the direction and the size, but if that light goes out because you didn't do it in time, you're going to die because you're trapped in the caves. And it's a pretty cool game. There's no monsters or scary things unless you go to horror mode. And if you turn on horror mode, what that is going to do, as it says here, it's going to give you some spiders. And they're really large spiders that you can hear going click, 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 click as they walk through the caves. And you just have to avoid the spiders and try to get out of the cave without being bitten by the spiders. But we're not going to do that today. Let's turn that off. Let's go to tourist mode. So tourist mode is the simple. Basically, it's going through caves, but there's no spiders, there's no time limit. It's just do as you can and the best that you can. So we're going to do that. Now, baby steps is the tutorial. And we're going to skip the tutorial and go right to the slit squeeze. And here we go. This is the tough part because it's going to get tight in there. Now, you do have the ability to use these spikes to climb. You also have to keep your hands clean, your gloves, because they get full of mud and dirt. And if it gets too full of mud and dirt, you won't be able to climb. So let's get in there. Crouch so you can move more freely. That's a good suggestion, especially since you're in a cave. Let's just look around the cave. And it looks like there's one opening. So we're down now, and we're gonna climb through the cave. Now, I can't believe people actually do this for fun. Because if you're afraid of tight spaces, it's gonna get even tighter. And you got rocks along the way. There are things to pick up and take back with you. Now here comes the scary part, all right? Look at this opening. It's like 2 hands tall. You have to squeeze through and get to the other side. And the only way to do that is to let your breath out by holding your upper trigger fingers for like if you're shooting a gun. So you squeeze them both and it sucks in the air, all right? Let go, and it inflates yourself. So you have to suck in. So you have to squeeze your top 2 trigger fingers like gun triggers while using only your grab fingers, like if you're grabbing a gun, to pull you through. And the problem is when you play most games, this is what, quit that. This is what you're always doing. You're always doing this, right? And this is the one the trigger finger, the one that's pointing out, is the one that you normally would always have out. So it's the opposite. So that when you first go to do this, it's a little confusing. I at least have to concentrate. Hold this in, and then go as fast as you can. Because if you don't, you're gonna be stuck. And I got through. So along the way, they have these little chalks that you can teach yourself and draw on the wall so you don't get lost. So I always do this. This is home base. That's the direction I'm coming from. And I'm gonna go this way and this way. So that will get, in case I get lost, and you can get easily lost inside these caves. Now you have stalagmites and stalactites. Now, oops. There's a spike here. You get a little hammer. You break these up, and you get them out of your way. Now I can change the light to make it, more thinner. Now I know it's dark, but of course we're in a cave. It's gonna be dark. We gotta figure out how to get out of here. Look up there. There's an opening way up there at the top. So we're gonna grab a couple of these, and you gotta grab hold, and you gotta really sink them in there. Because if you don't, if you don't, you're gonna fall. All right, so now we have another tight space, and at the end is a little stalactite. So we're gonna have to get up there and try to break that off. And this is the hard part because you're trying to hold your breath. You're trying to get this to break that and save yourself at the same time. So here we go. All right, I got around it. I didn't have to break it. So I am gonna break it though, so that if I have to come back, I know this is the way I came from. I'm gonna put a spike here and get rid of these, so that way I know that's the direction I came from. And that's just how I like to do this. So look around this big room. Another little hole up there. All right, let's start jamming these suckers in. Come on. Oh, man. Oh. I have a hard time with these buttons because when I push the button for the now I am actually using my force to pull me through. Now we got a down. So let's look at our hands. They haven't gotten too much dirt on them. If you do, you pull this out and you scrape the dirt off. And that takes some time. So you all right. Now we're going to go down. Yeah, if you're not a fan of tight spaces, this is definitely not where you want to go. I'm going to put a thing here to mark my way, in case I have to come up. It'll already be leveled off with the things. Oh, all right. We got another room. We got another thing to write on. So this one has one direction there, one direction there. So I got two ways I could go. So I'm going to take the chalk. I'm going to put that I came from this home base, and I'm going to go, got that way, and I got that way. And which way should I go? I think I'm going to go that direction. So I'm going to put the X here. And if I have to come back, I'll know that's the wrong way. All right, what do we got? I hope it's not a dead end. And you got this water dripping on you? All right. And you do need to use strength to... Oh, it's a dead end. All right, let's go back. So now we know better. And when you get into the higher levels, there's a lot of caves that you can get lost in. All right, so... Come on. Why won't it let me go? I know that's the way I came from. All right, I lost my hands. I can't see my hands. There we go. Well, maybe that ain't the way to go. Let's go back this way. Up there. There we go. But you can easily get lost. Here we go. This is where I came from. This is a no. You don't want it. So you can actually erase this. Oops. Erase it. Draw no on there. No. Go this way. And we go this way. All right. So we have a drawing spot here, and we can either go that way or that way. So I'm gonna take this. Come on. All right. So I came from here, home base, and then we have this way, and we have that way, and we're gonna go this way. X marks the spot. And the idea is you're trying to get to the end of this cave where there's a rope and you can get out of the cave. And in the story mode, there it is. Hey, hey. In the story mode, you get to this point and your dad is telling you all kinds of great stuff and leading you to go to the next location. So you reach out, grab this, and it brings up this here summary. Now I explored 76% of the cave. So that means there's 24% left. 24% left that I did not explore. So if you wanted to, you can go back. But why would I want to go back? So let's get out of the cave. Leave the cave. Collectibles. I got 0 of the collectibles. There are things that you're supposed to collect. Some of those little rocks and things. There's also a light on your helmet that will show you like a black light that will show you collectibles. And of course it says here there was no collectibles. All right, no limit, no time limit, no collectibles, because I was in the tourist mode. In the story mode, you do have to collect collectibles, and there is a time limit. So I'm exhausted. You wouldn't believe how tough that is to actually crawl through imaginary. Oh, look at this. Now compare the size of this to the size of this guitar. Either that guitar belongs to a giant, or this is a really, really tiny chalkboard. Let's look around here. It looks like there's a way up over there. Very cool. All right. So that is today's review. Let's look at it. It's called Crave. Let's go back here for a minute. But there are all these different levels. I got through the first 4. I'm going into the 5th. Actually, I think I'm stuck on the 4th. The Devil's Gut. That's the one that has so many tunnels that you can easily get lost in there. And if you're on story mode, you do have a time limit, and you will die if you can't find your way out in time. This one also has, that where I was writing on the little boards, you have to actually find, I believe it's 17 of those boards and write something on them before it'll let you leave the cave. So they get more challenging as you go up, and as it says here, coming soon. Ooh, look at this. New maps with new mechanics. Sliding and diving. New game modes, haptic vest support, and multiplayer. So in the future, you'll be able to play this in multiplayer. All right, let's review this game. This is a game that if you are claustrophobic, you probably don't want to play or buy. If you get a chance to try it for free, like maybe a demo, or if it's in the Horizon Plus store where you get to play them for free, you might give it a try just to try to work through your phobia of tight spaces. I know you're not actually in a tight space, but it sure does feel like it when you're inside those caves. It can be quite scary. And then when you add the horror mode with the spiders, If you have a fear of spiders, this will really put you to your test. It gets harder as you go up and up and up, and with the different levels, there's more things for you to do, like find the collectibles, write your name on all the different locations, or write something on the locations. Look out for the spiders. I mean, it's a fun game to try and play. It is a little frustrating at first until you can control. See, these top ones, you have to squeeze in and continue to hold them while you're using this one to pull you through. So if you let go of either one, even just a little bit, your air will fill your lungs and you will be trapped and die in the cave. And you could hear the heartbeat. You could hear your heart beating boom, 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 faster and faster if you don't get through those tight spaces fast enough. So anyways, Crave. On a scale of 1 to 10, for now, I'm only going to give it a 6, a 6 plus, because there is some problems still. It's a newer game, but there are still some problems with when you're crawling through the locations. Sometimes your head gets stuck in a wall, and you can actually look outside the cave, and you can see, like if you were a developer, you can see the outside of the caves and the tunnels and the directions they go and so on and so forth. That happens quite often. So I play this seated, and playing seated, it happens less. I notice playing standing, you are more likely to stick your head through the wall. Sometimes your hands just disappear, and you're like, hello, I'm trying to climb here. So that's another problem. They're going to work on it. I would bet they're going to work on it. Maybe by the time you see this video in October, because I'm in August, what is it, like the 21st, 22nd, 21st, I think. And so by October, maybe they'll have some of those problems fixed for you. Hopefully they will. Like I said, I give it a 6 plus. It's a good game. I tried it because I wanted to see what it was like to go spelunking or cave diving or whatever you want to call it. And I know from playing this game, there's no way in hell you can get me to go into one of those caves, because I think they say 25 to 65 people every year get lost and die in these caves. So, and there's caves all over the world for you to try, but no, thank you. No. Thank you. I will pass. Anyways, my name is Jeff. I want to thank you very much for watching another one of my Halloween specials for the month of Halloween in 2025. All scary and frightening and horror type games that I will be reviewing. Until next time, please help me out. There's a little on your YouTube page. There's a subscribe button. Please subscribe. It will not cost you a thing. What it will do, if you ring that little bell, you click on the bell that's next to subscribe, when you click on it, it will let you know every time I post a new video. And same thing on Facebook. If you follow on Facebook, and it will send you a message saying Jeff has posted something new on the Facebook page, so that you can find it yourself. And that helps me with the algorithms, so that more people 50 and up will just automatically find this on their wall instead of having to go search for this for my videos. So that helps me a lot. Also, if you have any hints and tips for this game, I would love to hear some hints and tips. How to get through those faster, especially those tiny little slots. If you know something, let us all know, because it would be helpful to all of us. And YouTube and Facebook are the same basic page, except for videos appear on YouTube first, and then exactly 1 week later, they will appear on Facebook. But there are things on the Facebook page that are not on the YouTube page. For instance, I could put photos taken during a game, or I might have some copyright, or not copyright, but a message or have a article. That's the word I'm looking for. An article about VR. On the Facebook page that I can't put on YouTube. And then again, I put some YouTube videos on YouTube that are not on Facebook. For instance, I did a sneak peek of World War Z. I put one sneak peek number 1 on YouTube, and sneak peek number 2 on Facebook. And there are 2 different sections of World War Z. They're not the same video. They're completely different. So if you want to see the sneak peeks, you can go to well, they were posted in August, of course, and you can see those. And so one's on one page, one's not on the other. So until next time, I'm just rambling. Thank you and bye-bye.